Hi everybody, it's Rick Haas, President of United Real Estate. I wanted to let you know that we're involved in a wonderful fundraiser, and it's being held in conjunction with our 2023 National Business Conference, Elevate. Our principal broker, Nick Bristow, and his team are working on a junk car that they've located, resurrected it, and they're rebuilding it so they can try to drive it from Dallas to Orlando in an effort to raise money for Autism Speaks. You know, our Autism Speaks has been our national charity for a good long while, and this year we're doing all we can to raise money once again. In the description below, you'll find a link that allows you to click on that link and make a donation to the effort. We wish Nick the best in his drive from Dallas to Orlando. Hope he makes it, and it's going to be fun watching.
Well, a couple quick things. I went ahead. This radiator's leaking. 150 bucks to get it checked out to see if it's fixable. For 220 bucks, I bought an aluminum radiator this size. I hated having to buy one, but I'm not taking a chance on driving this. And even if they try to fix this, of it leaking somewhere else, so that's on the way from Summit Racing. And I'm gonna have to make a bracket. I'm probably have to do some welding to get it to fit. So that's coming. But also, I made a score on Facebook Marketplace because that thing didn't have a fuel tank, and I picked up a 20-gallon fuel cell. I've got a fuel cell. Just check this out. I got a fuel cell just like that, only it's a 15-gallon in here. But there's a great fuel cell. So I got a 20-gallon, which I'm glad because it's a 1,000-mile trip. I won't be stopping so much for gas. 80 bucks. Guys, I ordered this radiator for the wagon last night at about 6 p.m. The next day at 2 in the afternoon, it's at my house. That's freaking witchcraft. Alrighty, y'all can see this is made out of aluminum. This is the driver's side. That top is the passenger. Here's that right there. I'm gonna have to figure out I'm gonna have to get some sheet aluminum and break it into like a L shape, and then probably tack it onto this tank. So I can make a mounting flange on this side and on this side, so I can bolt it into the original factory spaces. What I'll probably do also is when I run the bolts through, I may rubber insulate them for vibration. Like I said, this thing's only got to get 1,000 miles. That's reasonably thick aluminum, so I don't see why, you know, my other radiators have a mount here. So we'll see what it works out. But right now, this is what it looks like. My job this weekend is to get this baby fitted up and get the fuel tank in. All right, waiting for Jim to get here. First thing I'm gonna do today is get this radiator drained and get it out. As y'all know, it's leaking. Y'all can see down there how it's all wet. So I'm gonna pull it out. I bought a radiator right here. It's 26 by 19, so it's the same size as that one. It's aluminum. I got it from Summit. The issue was, like I told y'all, just to have this one checked is $150. To fix it is like 900 bucks. I got an aluminum radiator for $230. It's a 3-core. Actually, probably be more efficient than that one anyway. So I got to get that one out. I got to measure this one. It's aluminum. I'm gonna have to weld some flanges on it for mounting. So I can do some TIG welding today. So that's the first thing. Then, if we have time, which we should, that gasket is torn on the carburetor on this back side. Got a vacuum leak. Gonna replace that. And then I got this fuel tank, a 20-gallon. I scored that thing for 80 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. And we're gonna be mounting it right here somewhere, not sure yet. I'm gonna put some metal down, weld that down. I'm gonna make some straps out of aluminum and strap it down to be done with it. So let's get rolling. Well, while this battery was charging, I went ahead and took, it's just that little cover right there. Pop it off real quick. I pulled the lower radiator hose off. A bunch of crap came out, so I'm gonna rinse this thing real good, but I'm gonna pop this radiator out real quick. It's just 4 bolts. Super duper easy. Super duper easy to get out.
They wanna use that small town banjo breakdown. Wrote it back in Tennessee. They wanna use that small town banjo breakdown.
Now when you do this, you gotta have your radiator washing rag. And I got this high pressure. I took the thermostat out because I'm not gonna need it. I don't want to get this all in my face. So let's see what kind of, I don't know if y'all can see through my arm. It's actually pretty, it's kind of dirty. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Get a lot of sludge. Not a lot of sludge, it's just pretty brown. Alright guys, that's pretty clean. It looks like a lot of the sludge was caught up in the radiator anyway, in the old radiator. Let me put this hose up real quick. Oh yeah, it's gonna fit perfect. Well, kind of perfect. Made a little bit of trouble with that lower hose. I need some flanges. Let's see, is that gonna reach here? Oh yeah, that's gonna work out. That'll work out. Let me just see how my upper radiator hose is gonna work out. May or may not. If not, I have to go get another one. But yeah, it's gonna be too short. I have to get a longer one. That's cool. I've actually got this here. No, that's not even gonna fit either. I had to get a flex hose for this one or something like the bottom. The bottom one's gonna work. But what I gotta do now is figure out how I wanna set this in there. I can actually set it behind this. No, that gives way too much space between the fan. Easier to mount, but I gotta go this way. And if I make the flanges on back, let me kind of show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see, I'm gonna make it to where the flanges are flat. You see this right here, that's the metal on the car. I'm gonna weld a flange to the back of this radiator. That way I can bolt it in just like this. That right there. If I have to cut a hole for that, I will. Let me check one more thing. I want to see how far this baffle goes. Because what you don't want is air. Let me show you. The baffle should fit fine. We'll see, it goes even with that. Yeah, that'll work. As long as this lip, y'all look, pay attention. As long as this lip right here is on the radiator, we're good. So this will work. So that's the plan. I got to cut a couple pieces of steel or aluminum. They got to be spaced so that I can bolt the radiator on this one. See that one right there? And that one. So I need a piece of aluminum that long. And luckily I've got some thicker aluminum. I was afraid I was going to have to make a break a 90. But I got this up that's about maybe an 1/8 inch. I don't know what that means in gauge land. But I'm going to go ahead and I can cut 2 of these, cut this in half. Then we can weld these on there, mark the holes, get the radiator fitted up, and I'll be on my 3rd upper radiator hose. One of these days I'll get it done right. But the good thing is I have a sample one I can bring with me to AutoZone. They always let me dig around and back. And if I can actually find one like the bottom one that I can bend around and fit, then that would work really well. So let me get my welder. So, well, you know what I'm gonna do? Being that I'm such a nice son-in-law, I'm gonna wait for Jim to get here because he really likes this part. So I'm gonna get this thing charging until Jim gets here. All right, Jim made it here. So first thing we're gonna do, cut that in half, and then we're gonna weld it on it, make some tabs on that, and mark it. give me a hand holding this? If you want to hold it right about there, kind of hold it right there. And I got it here. And I'm going to try to mark these holes. I don't know if I can. Let me go down some, go right to there. Man, that looks like a damn race car, Jim. Guys, check this out. I mean, I kind of think it's cool, but y'all may not. Look at that. Rum, rum, rum. Look at that. Uh-huh. Be the best cooling it ever had. Look at those gorgeous welds that probably will break on the way. That's nice and solid. We drilled a hole here and one here that we can bolt the radiator in. We're using the factory bolt holes on this side. That down there, that pipe is too big for this hose, and this is too short, or too long. So once again, I'm gonna have to go radiator hose hunting to see what I can come up with. That's very aggravating. Because see this one, you see there? No, it's just way too short. It won't reach. And I had trimmed all that off, remember, to make it fit the old one. Now we got to get a new one. So I'm gonna have to go to AutoZone, pick up a new hose. So back to square one on those. But the good thing is we got the radiator. We're getting it in. We just got to bolt it together. I have a cap somewhere. Oh, there's a cap over there. Hang on, guys. Look at that. That's a beautiful high-speed custom cap. Look at that. That's a race car right there. Look at that mess. But I figured out, I think I found one that's going to fit from here to here with no problem. This one is the one that fits the car, but this is too small. So I got a bigger size hose. And I think I can put a piece of pipe in here and then slip this over that and see if that kind of works. Kind of like a coupling, like a reducer type setup. So let's see first how well this is going to fit. I think this one's going to fit really good. Oh, money. In fact, I can cut this one down. I'm going to cut this down a hair, like this a little bit. All right, then this one will go here. Guys, I could not have picked a better hose. I mean, this fits on here perfect. Like, perfect. Well, it was. Hang on. There you go. Alright, so what I got, that's my hose. I got this, cut this piece. Fits in there nice and easy. That's all I just got to do is sit kind of flush, because I'm going to slide this over it and clamp it and make it one unit. My issue is if it's going to fit okay. My thinking is, yes, I just got to cut this piece off about right here to give it some room to slide on, and then have enough room for that neck down there. So I want to get on about that far. I need to cut it about right there. So for you guys out there that do SEMA bills, take notes on some of these. Y'all can steal my secrets. My air conditioning, my custom hose setup. I'm not going to copyright them. Y'all can have them. Feel free. All right, let me put a little bit of grease. You know what? I can put some dish soap on this. See if I can get in there and clamp it. Put together. You can see I got it slid over. Slid pretty tight. It should fit. I'm just going to make sure this goes onto the radiator, and then I can put 800 clamps on it to put it back together. Jim's over there.
One outfit, they had a screen that fit between the intake manifold and the carburetor.
Uh-huh.
And the guy he would get 3 or 4 or 5 people to watch the demonstration, and he'd start the car up, and then he'd say, well, with this screen that we've got, it turbocharges the airflow through the carburetor, and on one side of the screen there was a screen that
Would spin?
looked like it turned
Huh.
the direction of the airflow.
So like a vortex.
Yeah, and he'd start up and show so many RPM, and then he'd switch that over from the present throat of the carburetor to when the air hit that, it spun that airflow into the carburetor, into the cylinder, and hell, the RPMs jumped 200-300
Really?
RPM, yeah.
Wow.
Just because that screen changed the direction, or not changed it, sped up the direction of the. I don't see anything.
Man, I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back. Doesn't look like it's leaking. I'm very sorry.
You're fine. I was just wondering.
All right, Jim. Add some more water. Man, this radiator holds a lot of water. Holds a lot more than the other one. It's a lot thicker than the other one.
Yeah.
Let me go get some more. Alright. More water. It's a thirsty thing, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, look at that, Jim.
Where?
Good deal. That's the nicest thing on the car. This there you go. All I gotta do is bolt this down. I need one more bolt for here. Did we ever find one?
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. I got 2, 3 of them.
Okay, I think I can use this small. I can use this short one. The short one will work better. Let me get another washer. I might replace that other one with a short one too. All right, let me get a wrench and a socket. See if I can tighten those up real quick. And then the radiator's done.
All right, your hand. What size wrench you want?
Yeah. No leaks.
That's what I keep.
You find one, look the other way. Let me get a, I think that's a 15 down there. Hang on. That's a 14. Let me get a 13 millimeter real quick to hold the other end of it. That'll work here, 1/2 inch. All right, go for it. Oh, I see a drip, Jim. I see water dripping somewhere. It's coming from,
That's hopeless with my gasket.
it's coming from my weld. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah. Jim.
You have to take it out. Then.
Yeah, you gotta take the radiator out. I got a leak. It's leaking up somewhere in here on one of my welds.
Oh,
See
we
it?
sure?
Yep, it's a steady drip. Let me get my flashlight, see if I can see it. I knew it was going too good. Yep, it's one of those welds.
Oh, you sure?
I'm 100% sure. Got a steady drip at the bottom. Yeah,
Well, if you were to start the engine, you put pressure on everything.
it's gonna go even quicker.
Huh?
It'll go even quicker, won't it? Once it's got pressure. Well, ain't that a whooping? I didn't want to see it, but I think we better fix it, huh?
Oh, well, see. Let it drip for a half hour, and we'll see.
Yeah, it's a steady drip.
It is.
Yeah,
I can't-
it's down, it's on under, on this side over here. It's a steady one. Hmm. Well, if I'm gonna have to, let's roll the car out a little bit, and I'm gonna drain the radiator, pull the radiator out, and find my boo-boo. I guarantee I burned a hole with the weld when I was not using enough amperage, and I got it too hot and put a hole in the
I
tank.
see the drip now.
Yep. Yep, I gotta fix it. That's what I get for thinking it was gonna be okay. All right, let's roll this forward a little bit. Jim, let's roll this forward just a little bit so that the radiator will drain on the driveway. Oh, hang on. Jim's pulling the carburetor off. I hear some more. Ouch! I hear some more noise going on back here. So let's see what's going on over here. I'm gonna see in this video what's going on next door or behind me. Anyway, we're gonna make a gasket. The carburetor gasket on this side is torn, and so when I spray it like a brake clean it, you can hear the engine change because it's got a vacuum leak, and that temporarily stops it. Y'all see that wrench, Jim? 9/16. There you go. Did you get yours off?
Yeah.
Man, you're way ahead of me. Got that off of there. That's that beautiful carburetor, yum yum. And Jim is over here. Trying not to cut his arm off. He's got a gasket he made. He's cutting that thing out. And I've got a hole puncher deal. I'm gonna get the holes punched in it. And then we'll get back to this real simple job. Put that back on there. And then we're gonna go out, work on the back on the gas tank. All right, let's crank her up. Let's crank her up and see if we fix the vacuum leak. That sounds much better.
Much better.
Yep, it idles on its own now. You need to go take a break?
Oh.
You go watch a movie and cool down some?
Yeah, that sounds like
Let's go do that. Alrighty, Jim's on his way over. Got that baby out. This radiator, that's the aluminum radiator I put in. Had leaks from my welding because my welding is not that good, so I took it to my buddy Tim's shop and they fixed the leaks. He did it all at no charge because that was just nice of him, so thanks very much, Tim. They got the aluminum radiator in, got it filled up with water, no drips, so everything's good to go there. What we're going to do today is this big fuel cell, this 20-gallon fuel cell is going to be going right here. So I'm going to set it here, and there's a sump part that's going to be facing here. Then the fuel line is going to go under the car and up to the front of the car. So let me kind of get this laid out how I want. I'm just gonna weld some angle iron here, and I'm gonna make some straps to strap down the fuel cell, so it won't be that big of a job. It's still just, the car's so damn nasty. It's kind of gross, but there it is. It's actually not too much longer. We're gonna be driving this thing. Oh yeah, I ran over the leg on my stand here with the car, so it's broken, so I hope this doesn't fall over. Anyway, it's gonna be, oh man, about 2 weeks or so, and we're taking off, and I'm a little nervous, not because of the car, but because it's been so dadgum hot. We don't have AC, and it's just gonna make it just a little bit more miserable, right? But it's what it is. So I've got this fuel cell. Like I said, this is a 20 gallon fuel cell. Release. I picked it up off of Facebook Marketplace. These are regular, about 300 bucks. So needless to say, I was very happy that I was able to get it at the price I did. And let me show you, it's gonna go right. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see. Y'all need to quit complaining. Y'all the most complainingest group of people. I'm just kidding. Okay, it's gonna be sitting right here. And I'm not gonna have a fuel gauge. It's just too much of a pain to wire in. What this is, I think this used to go to a fuel injected car, because see this big line? It goes right there. That's a giant return, but I don't need it. I just need a vent, so I'll be capping that one off. I'll have my vent, and all I really need is this line right here. That line over there that's going to the front of the car. So let me pop this off here real quick. Let me get a wrench, and then we'll figure out, y'all see what I'm talking about, how fuel tank is going to sit right there. That's the sump. That hose right there is going to actually go this way. I'm going to make a hole right here and then go to the front of the car. I should have enough hose. I was going to give me a big roll of it. But we shall see. So let me get a wrench first to get that gigantic hose off. Let me go ahead and cut this. Cut it to about right here, and then I'll put that back on. Cut much shorter. You get this on here, kind of where it's going to go, and I'm going to have to zip tie it up probably a lot underneath the car. All right, and what I got over here, let's go around this way. I got some scrap angle. I buy a lot of my metal, most of my metal at Metal Super Mart or Super Center in Plano. The reason I do is they got a good scrap pile, and they get it for 50% off, because I normally don't need big pieces. But let me see what I got here. Let's see here. I got a chair. That won't work. That's not going to help me. But I do have this. I'm going to cut this piece. See that piece? I'm going to cut it in 3 sections, one for each side and one for the back. So that's the next deal. And to do that, I'm going to get out my favorite saw of all time, my Evolution. That Evolution saw right there, that's my baby. So I'm going to get that out real quick and get set up. All right, I'm set up. Let me get my glasses real quick. This thing doesn't kick up much. This thing doesn't kick up much metal. It doesn't kick up much metal. All it takes is one tiny sliver, and you're at the hospital getting it picked out of your eye, and ask me how I know that. It's happened to me more times than I would care to talk about. Here's my piece of steel. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this. First thing I do is cut that. It's got this weird piece on the end. It's got a tooth missing. Jim saw it. Yeah, I got a spot. I'll show y'all. Hopefully I can get these pieces cut, and I'm gonna have to get a new blade for it. I don't know how the hell I did it. I probably pulled too hard. You see right there, those teeth missing? That's what that skipping noise was. So hopefully I can get, all I need to do is make 2 more cuts. Now let me measure. This isn't watch building, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. But let me go ahead and measure out and make a mark. Let's see how long this piece is. About 3.5 feet, I think. Yep, 37 inches. So we'll do 12-inch pieces. 1Z, 2Z. All right. Hopefully the saw will last through these 2 cuts. And I'll probably order a blade. And well, I say I'm going to order a blade, and what normally happens is I'll forget. Then when I need the saw, I will. I'm going real slow. It'll cut a lot faster, but I broke some teeth on it, and I probably broke some teeth because I was going too fast. So I'm going to kind of... Dadgum, that flower smells good. Hang on. I got this Chinese perfume tree. The whole backyard smells like citrus and vanilla. Check this thing out. See that tree right there? You see those little yellow berries? Not even berries, they're like the little yellow flowers. I wish y'all could smell these. This whole backyard just smells. I was in the garage, I kept getting these whiffs. I'm like, man, I'm like, oh, that's the Chinese perfume tree. Anyway, this sucker, guys, it smells, it's weird. It'll be no scent, then all of a sudden the whole tree will push out this scent that fills the entire backyard up. You can actually smell it down the alley. It's incredible. Anyway, sorry about that. Back to head of ADD for a minute. Let's get this last cut in. What I like about this also, there's no heat. The stuff doesn't get hot. You ever use those cutoff wheels? They got like a big grinding wheel on them, and they throw sparks, and there's black dust everywhere, and the metal's so hot it's red. This thing is like the cleanest cut you can imagine, and it's not even hot, not even warm. It's just whatever temperature, so it's really neat. Anyway, got 3 pieces here. Let's see how they're gonna fit up. Oh, hey. I'm gonna put one right here, one right here. Okay, and so I'm gonna have to mark and like really sand and kind of clean. Then I'm gonna put one in the very back. Woo-wee.
Put double thickness on the end.
Yeah, feel that?
Yeah, put double thicknesses on the end where the points are. There you go.
Yep. All right, so this is our custom installation system for the tank. So we don't get it rubbing through, so it's gonna be sitting on the bottom. All we gotta do is make it to Orlando. All right, Jim.
Good enough.
Yep, good enough for government work. Perfect. Got a high spot. All right. Oh, you know why? It's the front of that's hitting. It's got to go like this. So I should have welded that back part further in.
Why don't you just put a piece of 2-4 in?
Yep, that's a damn good idea. I'm gonna make some straps to go across. I'm gonna make 2 straps to go across, and then it should be OSHA approved, and Ralph Nader would be happy. So finished, followed NHRA guidelines. I got these straps on there to hold it. It's pretty dang solid. It's not going anywhere. It's solid. So we're good to go, Jim. My next deal is I gotta run this hose under the car, which I hate going under the car. The hose under the car, connecting it to that right there. And then up front, I've got enough hose to get under the car, and I've got a barb fitting that I'm gonna put on, and we should be good to go with fuel. I was gonna test drive with this on the car, but it hits the radiator, so I'm like, well, I might as well just put it in, so that's what we're doing. All right, guys, trying to get this clamp on right here. Y'all can see this. I've got a piece of hose down there. Let me get that a little bit tighter. Alright, let me tighten that up. That ain't going anywhere. Alright, good. We're done there. It's going to go around. I'm not going to take y'all into the car with me. I'm just going to get under there and run the hose. But you know what we hadn't done? Hang on. Something we hadn't done yet. Let me squeeze by here. Went and checked on my neighbors. They've been kind of quiet over there, so let's see what they're doing. I'll have to look at this video later, see what they're up to over there. Actually, they're good people. Their GC and them kind of had a falling out. Now their job is just kind of stuck. I saw them there yesterday, but it's not a pretty, construction's nice, but let's just say they're having relationship issues with their GC, so I feel sorry for them. They're nice people anyway. But I guard the neighborhood, right? I'm always checking that alley. So let me get underneath the car. I'm not going to bore you with this part. I mean, look how sweaty I am. It's 110 out here. Aren't y'all tired of hearing me complaining about the heat? I complain about it, then I come out here and I have a choice, but I do it. Here's the fuel line. Oops, that's me. Here's the fuel line coming out. That's the muffler. So I'm gonna keep it like away from the muffler. I'm gonna go ahead and strap it right here. And then see how it hits the muffler there. I'm gonna go, you know what I probably should do is go around this way so it's not even near the muffler. Rebecca had asked me what we're gonna do in the event of a fire, and let's just get out and run. We got some stuff in the mail from Amazon. I've got 2 of these, we got the sun there. I got 2 of these USB connectors for the car. I'm gonna hardwire them in. So we have 4 charging ports, because I gotta keep the iPhone charged. So it's got the wiring and stuff. So I got 2 of those. I got 3 fuel filters. Obviously one goes on the car. I can put that on tonight. But I'm gonna bring the other 2 just in case, you never know. And then I got the Mexican blankets for the, let me put this right here so y'all can see it. Y'all see me? I got the Mexican blankets for the seats. Aren't they great? So that's gonna be the seat covers. And Jim and I, it's gonna be really hot again this Sunday. So I think we're gonna set up shop in the sunroom, which is over, not that you'll really care, but I'm probably gonna set up shop in here for he and I to kind of recover those very nasty seats. It's just getting so hot outside, and man, he's 87, and he's, man, the guy's made of iron or something, but it's still, I gotta watch out for him, because he's always gonna say, yes, I feel great, and it's just hot, man. So So anyway, so we got, I also built a thermostat on this. So it was to where this was flush with this, which meant the air would come in and it goes like that, and it would go right out. So my thermostat system is, I can slide the tube up and down. If I slide it down, it gets closer to the ice. So in theory, that's gonna make the air cooler. So we have a custom mechanical thermostat system that probably doesn't work with the dang. I've got to get some cardboard and stuff to cover the holes in this. Man, holy crap, that's got some pretty big holes. Let's look at that again. I'm gonna have to get something in here to kind of cover up all these holes. I don't know, cardboard and some carpet, and that'll do the trick. Gonna get it cranked up tonight. Get it up to operating temp. I got the radiator installed. I don't think I'm gonna need a fan shroud. This aluminum radiator is it was inexpensive, but they're pretty efficient. So we'll run it to temp tonight and see how it does. Oh, and I get to put fuel. Since I got fuel filters, I'm gonna stick the fuel filter on right there on that fuel line so I can see it whenever I need. But I've also, y'all, we put in the fuel tank, right? So I'm gonna put some gas in that tonight, and everything should be plumbed in to where I get gas to the front of the car. And now I have this in there instead of that fuel tank sitting on the engine. So let me go inhale some pizza and get to work. All right, everybody. I'm gonna put a fuel filter. This is the fuel line coming from the back. I left a lot of slack on it because I always do things wrong and I need more. So I'm gonna cut this, stick a fuel filter on there, then we're gonna go fill the pump in back or the tank in back and get it cranked up. Alrighty, you got the fuel filter put on. I didn't want to video that so y'all could watch it. I don't want anyone's spouses getting jealous because they're watching me too much. So now I'm gonna put some fuel in back, put some fuel in the tank. I'm gonna make sure that fuel line in back, I haven't strapped it up and it's laying on the exhaust pipe, which, you know, hot exhaust pipe and fuel could make for a garage bomb. So let me get some gas in here, and we'll get this thing cranking over. See if I can get fuel to the front. I always end up spilling this stuff all over, man. No matter how careful I am in there, it always happens. So let's just see. I haven't hooked my vents up either. I gotta hook that up. I just realized that. That was about 2.5 gallons. No leaks yet. The guy said it didn't leak, and I believe him. I don't know why I always believe when people tell me stuff, and then I find out otherwise. Anyway, so got gas in there. Let me hook up the ignition, get this baby cranked, get her to operating temp, and just make sure she holds temp okay, and that new custom racing radiator is working good. Let me get some starter stuff. I'll get it started for a second. I'm just trying to get fuel up to the carburetor. Listen to that, folks. Idling so pretty. Let it warm up a little bit. Temperature gauge has started to work. It's at about 140 something. It's 107 out here. And this is keeping temp. It has not gone a bit past 144. So it's keeping its temperature at 145 now. It's keeping temperature right at 144. When it's 107 outside, this huge aluminum radiator is helping. I'm not going to put the thermostat back in it. I'd rather this thing be running a little bit cooler, and that may not be the most efficient way. It still shakes a lot, so I think I've got some timing issues or some, I need to check the plug. I haven't done a tune-up on it yet. So probably this weekend, when Jim's over Sunday, we're redoing the seats. Well, hell, maybe this week I'm going to put a new cap and rotor on it. See if I can get it idling a little bit smoother. Y'all can see it shake. And it may still have a vacuum leak somewhere. I guess I could check that. Hang on, y'all wait right there.